Okay, guys, just want to go over recent haul. Mainly it's Temu stuff, some other stuff, and just go over some of the things. Maybe you might be interested in a couple of these things. So recently I had to do a job with some scooter repairs. They had to do some electrical connections. Um, I struggled with some of these smaller JST plugs. A lot of the scooters use these for the accessories, these type of plugs. And the pins are very small. My crimpers are just had trouble doing the fine work with these ones. But I actually got this set off at Amazon because I need the connectors. And then just recently there was a deal, an Amazon deal with a code for uh, these JST connectors with this crimper. And this crimper is a small crimper. It works just for these as well. It's got two anvils, two dies. Um, One side's thicker for the insulator, and then you get the smaller side for the wire, the conductor. This actually works great. I have a similar set to this one, but it has a closing action versus the straight vertical one. This one's a lot easier to handle and deal. It did a great crimp on this one. It looks like an OEM crimp on it. Um, so if you need either this or this, I'm sure you could find these on Temu. Like I said, I did get these from Amazon because I needed them quickly. But I can get you some links to. These are great to have. And these crimpers, will be used for other smaller wires, smaller conductors. Like I said, even with RC stuff, a lot of RC stuff uses the smaller conductors and pins. So that was one thing I got. This from Amazon. Um, so that's that. I also got these from Temu. These are crimper for joining two wires, couplers, connectors. I know some people like to solder them. Some people, there's a big debate solder versus crimping. If you go down that rabbit hole, I'm a firm believer in crimping, as long as the crimp is done right with the right crimping tools. Um, so I've never seen this style of crimping. So when you want to join two conductors together, or even if you want to join like three conductors over here and you got one conductor over here, you could put one wire here, and obviously three you can use a larger cylinder. So this kit came from Temu. It comes with a bunch of different copper inserts, copper tubes. So you do this. This set also came with the crimpers. I don't have any crimpers like this one. It's a straight style type of crimp. And it worked really good. I mean, this is a really tight connection. And usually when I join wires together, when I crimp stuff together, like when I'm doing radio installations or something, I usually use these. These are caps, kind of. You could shove the conductors in the caps, and then you just crimp down. So I've used these. The only issue with these that I've had is just they can cause some issues with space, because when you join those together, you're joining wires in a 90. And so, like when I was doing a radio installation recently, it just balled all the wires up in the back. Or it would have been nice to have just some straight connections where the wires are just the right size with straight connections, as opposed to having that big ball of wire in the back. So obviously when you're done with the crimp, you could put some heat shrink. They did give you a heat shrink with it. This is very thin heat shrink. I don't know if I'll use this, but it comes with some thin heat shrink. So you put the heat shrink over once you make your crimp. And make sure you slide your heat shrink over first and then over your crimp, depending on how your wire is done. So I did get that from Temu, and I'll probably definitely use that. Like I said, I've had these before. These are what I usually use. And these are good for certain situations, but I like these. This would be for a clean installation. What else I got from Temu is some of these nylon washers. I recently needed some M12 nylon washers. I bought this kit hoping it would have the right size. I ended up kind of making some of my own washers here recently for scooter project, but I'm sure I'll use these. These are also a couple dollars. I think the electrical setup was like $10. These I think were like $5 for some nylon washers. You might use these for like drain plug seals or something. I'm sure I'll use them for something. But these are things like that. You don't want to slow down and run to Ace Hardware to go have to look for. Sometimes you can find them, sometimes you can't. At least you'll have them on hand, and they're cheap enough to keep them. So. And all these came with some nice cases. I've ordered stuff from China sometimes, and you get the cases, and they're all actually Amazon, and the cases are all smashed. These ones are all nice to find. And Temu does some very basic packaging. These were some XT60 connectors. I think these are like $4. think there's like 8 pairs in here, or 5 pairs. Male and female XT60 connectors. I use these for RC, but these you even use these for scooters too. But yeah, you could use some of those. So I got those. The thing I liked about Temu was the free shipping. It took a little, like almost 2 weeks for the shipping though. So if you buy stuff from there, you got to kind of forget it. If you need something right away, Amazon's still the way. I did need some wire loom. I didn't know exactly what size wire loom I needed, so I ordered 2 different kinds. This one I'll definitely use. This one I don't know what I was thinking when I ordered this really teeny tiny one. I don't know what I'm gonna use that for. Maybe I could use it on some RC stuff to help tidy up the wiring. So there's some wire loom. This is a very nice high quality wire loom here. I like this one. I'll definitely probably use that one. This is something else from Amazon I ordered. I'm sure you can get this on Temu as well, and these are always good to have, O-rings. I'm constantly looking for O-rings for things now. They dry up, they get old, they disappear. I definitely recommend having a couple different sets. This is one of those things that you don't want to have to, like I said, stop to the hardware to look for. The only thing with these O-rings, I ordered a couple kits because I just didn't want to have to go looking around for O-rings. You're kind of stuck with like the same diameters. I wish they had more variety of different diameter O-rings. I know I've had some that are the same diameter, but it'll be a lot thicker. So these are like your standard, but some applications you want a little bit thicker. I mean, yeah, you can double them up, but, or flat O-rings. I should look and see if I can find a flat kit. Maybe that's what I need. But yeah, that was an Amazon purchase. But this is something else I'd also probably get on Temu just because they're cheap. If you don't need it right away, get it off of Temu. You get free shipping. And you'll have them in your supply when you need them. This was from Temu. This is a big connector. I figured for one of my projects I might use it for connecting a battery. I could even use this for like using a battery tender. I've seen some guys so they'll wire up the 2 terminals to the vehicle battery, and then these 2 terminals can go to an adapter to the battery tender. They actually make bulkheads too, so you could actually screw a bulkhead to your like bumper, so you'll have that open. And you just plug it into the bumper if you want to put a battery tender or something like that. I'm going to probably look into the bulkhead. But that was a couple dollars from Temu. Came with the pins. This was another set I needed, metric lock nuts. I have some nuts, but I don't have any nylon lock nuts like this. And a lot of the scooter stuff uses these for vibration. So I got a good set of lock nuts here. This is another couple dollars. Came in the case. I love when they come in the case. This was from Amazon, but I did want to bring it to discuss it. I was looking for some higher grade heat shrink tubing, some that have the glue in there. I think these ones do. It's got a sheen to it, so I think this one does. I don't think it said it on the package here though. Flame resistant. Oh, it does say it says adhesive lined. So I definitely recommend getting the adhesive lined tubing. This isn't that thick though. I've seen some thicker ones. If you have any good links for some heat shrink with the adhesive, like thicker stuff, let me know. But I mean, this is a good general kit. This is probably what I'll use. These are some thicker with adhesive. So the adhesive will actually bond to the insulator, to the rubber, so it helps make it a little bit stronger connection. So I definitely recommend that for doing electrical repairs, especially like if you're gonna, if you join this wire, definitely use some of these style heat shrinks. This is a lot thicker one. It'll bond to the wire so it ain't gonna move on you. So I definitely recommend this. Like I said, this is something you probably can get on Temu as well. I did get it on Amazon because this is something I needed a little bit sooner. This kit was from Temu as well. This is a Deutsch connector. It's a clone. I'm sure it's not a genuine Deutsch, even though it probably has the markings as Deutsch. Let's see. Yeah, it says Deutsch on it. DT. It's got the part number. But I don't think this is genuine Deutsch. I mean, they've cloned everything right now. But this is a great overall set if you're doing any kind of automotive wiring, gauges, radios. These are great weatherproof connectors. They're very simple to crimp. They give you a crimper with this set. I love these crimp styles. These are barrel crimps. So you could slide the pin in. It actually has a stopper, so it stops there. And you can set the depth too, how far you need it to go. But you drop the pin in, stick your wire. It's basically a two-hand operation. Crimp it. It squeezes down. You get 4 points of connection when it crimps it, and you have a nice secure pin. This is a nice ratcheting. I mean, this is good for this setup. This will get you pretty much where you want. There are some advanced crimpers. I'm looking at getting the advanced one, the military grade one. You can tell the higher end pins. I don't know. Let's see if these ones have it. Yes, they do. So some of the higher end pins actually have an inspection hole. I learned about. So the inspection hole will verify and make sure your conductor is that you can see that your wire is down far enough. And that's one of the big things, like the military connectors. So they know that there's a solid conductor in there. Good connection. It looks like they even give you some brackets to secure some of these connectors too. This kit was like $72, which is an awesome deal. It came with the case, came with the crimper, and you get all these connectors. It should be enough to make, if you had to make a wiring harness for something, it's probably enough for you. It does use the smaller style. Deutsch does have some bigger connectors, so if you had to do some higher power, higher amps, they do have some small. I mean, these would be all good for like signals and gauges and sensors, but you might want something thicker for powers if you're sending power to relays and such. But yeah, so that was $72. Like I said, if you like it, let me know. I'll get you the link for it. What was this for the case? Kept it expanding. No. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that. I'll drop a referral link below. So if you use it, I think we both get something. And I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you.